My Roman Empire, Disney's abandoned people mover system. One of the greatest attractions that now may be gone forever and sits abandoned. People Mover opened at Disneyland in 1967 as a part of the Tomorrowland retheme. This was the very original retheme, like the right after Walt retheme. And it was a huge success. Not only did guests love it, but so did Disney. It was super efficient. It could carry a ton of guests at once, and it really was one of the more popular rides in the park. But this ride was in Tomorrowland when the theme was very different. This really was the space age era of Tomorrowland. You had the rocket jets, you had white everywhere, and eventually Imagineers and Disney felt like this land was really outdated. So they came up with a retheme, it sort of fell through, that is a whole nother story, but that retheme led to the permanent closure of the People Mover. But that doesn't mean that those tracks were abandoned at that time, because they weren't. To fit this new Tomorrowland, Disney created a new ride called the Rocket Rods. In spring of 1998, it was officially announced to be coming to Tomorrowland, but it only lasted a couple of years. This ride had so many problems. It went down all the time. These curvy, windy tracks just were not meant to accommodate high-speed vehicles, and it was putting a ton of wear and tear on the tracks. So just about 2 years after they opened, Disney announced that they would close for refurbishment to open in 2001, but that never happened. Now, one of the other changes that they made in Tomorrowland was to remove the star jets from the top of the People Mover. So as a reminder, this is what it used to look like. And then they put this like sundial thing that never really worked great on top. But of course, for a while, the loading platform under it was for the rocket rods, and that was open. But when the ride closed, this entire top two parts of this structure were left abandoned, as were the People Mover tracks, and they still sit here today. 25 years have almost passed and nothing. The loading area, still abandoned. The tracks, still abandoned. But it's not good news, because you would think, yes, the tracks are abandoned, but Disney could restore them, right? Wrong. This attraction was created in the 1960s. The codes were very different. Things like having a safe walkway in case the ride was to break down, and the structural analysis of all of these beams. Now, if Disney hadn't closed this ride, it would have maybe been able to be grandfathered in because it was built in an older time. But they did close it, and they let it sit for just too long. Some of the buildings have been reworked. The track is actually built into part of the buildings. And basically, these tracks can never be restored. If Disney wanted to bring them back, they really would have to tear down the entire system and rebuild it. Now, will this ever happen? It's probably naive of me, but I think that there is a chance that Disney could bring this back. It was a huge part of Disneyland, and all of the fans want it. And every single D23, I sit there waiting for an announcement that Disney will bring it back. Time will tell, but I promise you, if Disney does bring it back, I already have a video made that I will be posting. That might be delusion, but I really want it.